was like a runaway freight train in the sound world, destroying everything until it was derailed by a Canadian bird named Polly. Let's pick up right where we left off. You know, came all the way down here, no internet choppings. Right? So I came all the way down here to Trenton because, you know, make sure you're ready for this clash. I guess Cannabis song from Antigua. Last time we linked up, you told me go plug Polly.
For real.
And Polly lock you off.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, well, timing was just off. So much was going on behind the scenes, right? I mean, I tried my best to contain it, but it was just, I would say, an off night, just an off night, which happened to any song in general, you know what I mean? Everybody know, it was a shocker to a lot of people that, we're really going on with Culture Blend tonight, you know? So it was just one of those things, I would just say an off night, you know what I mean?
He had a bad night and he kind of hit you from your blind side.
Yeah, definitely. So big up Polly same way.
I think Culture Blend have been one of the baddest songs on the block for at least 5-6 years. You know, Speedy pulled the rabbit out of the hat. US Rumble.
Right.
And he got the World Clash Bly. Since you lost that, you know, that US Rumble, how did that affect your momentum going forward?
Well, actually, after US Rumble, it didn't really affect my momentum, you know. What happened was, not too long after, COVID took place. Was COVID, right? Like 2020? 2020 was COVID, right?
Yeah.
So remember, US Rumble was 2019.
Yes.
So 1 year later, we get a lockdown. So it kind of slowed the momentum a little bit because I was to go on tour in UK. And everything just keep, you know, pushing back due to the lockdown. So it never really affect me in much way because even during, like, coming to the ending of the COVID time, I ended up clashing Black Magic. That was still in the lockdown process, you know? So it didn't really slow me down. It just slowed the whole world down, you know what I mean?
Facts. You already mute everybody.
Everybody mute, you know? So that's basically
you got everybody. Let's talk about the politics of song business. You know, there's no fantasies. You know, this is a grimy game, right? It's a lot of negativity in it. How do you manage to navigate it, the politics of song business, and just keep going?
For me, the politics been happening for like the most part of my career. It was politics. You know what I mean? Whether it's New Jersey, New York, wherever it happens, long. Even in Trinidad, it's still politics. Everywhere is politics. So for me, I just stay, you know, don't get me wrong, it messes up with your energy. But first thing first, I lock off a lot of the social media stuff. You know what I mean? Some of the fraternities and some of the WhatsApp groups and all these things. That is a distraction to that make you, you know, look into things where you're not, you know what I mean, you're not supposed to focus on. So why do I take my time and spend time on my dub box more than focusing on the whole politics? Because I know it comes with that. So sometimes I hear some political thing going on and it don't surprise me because it's years it's happening. You know what I mean? So it reach a point where promoters, you know, the promoters and songman are friends. So they have a choice if they're going to hire you or not if you're not part of the camp. So that's the main part of the politics that's going on. You know what I mean? So it's going on a long time, you know, but at the end of the day, you have to remember, even if there's politics, you can't hide when talent is still going to. Can't stop it.
True.
Yeah.
From your perspective, how do you think it affects the overall culture?
Yeah, it affects the overall culture because it has some of the patrons over there want to see certain songs clash. And because you're not part of the, you know, the fraternities and not part, you know, you're in this person friend or in this promoter friend, certain clashes can happen. And now they just got to take what they get. You know what I mean? So, you know, at this point now, the only way it could happen, everybody got to know someone and all that.
See, but that's the problem, because you don't get the best songs clashing.
No, you don't.
So the fans suffer for this.
The fans suffer, so promoters themselves have to look into it and say, you know what? Yo, listen, only let you put this aside and bring what the people want to see. And let me cut out, you know what I mean? And if it's possible, I don't know if that's possible, but that's the only thing will fix that, you know?
Why do you think there's so many sounds who are afraid to clash the blend? A lot of songs are running. Let me just say it in plain English. Why do you think there's so many songs running from Clashing? Let me try. Why do you think there are so many songs running from Clashing Culture Blend?
One reason is I think my track record could make that happen because they know that is a possibility they could get locked off because, you know,
you have locked off
I locked off a lot of songs. That's one reason. Another reason, as I said earlier on, the friend thing. You know, like, you know, if you clash this boy, yeah, you know what I mean? You know, we as friends, you know, don't take that date. There's the next thing too. And they have something where they call with the leagues. I want to emphasize on this a little bit, where song system have different leagues of categories actually where they put you in.
Like a box.
Yeah. So if you use an A league song and let's say you lose 2 clashes back to back, they put you on a B league now. So it go with the B league as well. You lose on the B, you go down to C. So most songs don't want to take certain clashes because they are scared of the L. So for me to sustain that, best I don't take that chance with him. You know what I mean? That would keep me on that level there. You know what I mean? Or some of them might say you need to put in more work. That's the next thing. So a song system will do 3 clashes. And because they do these 3 current clashes, they won. But I might lose 1. But it's still in the region among that you know what I'm saying? Let's say I beat 6, 7, 8, 9. You only win 3. But because you win the current 3, you put in me in a lower category than you. So it has so much different aspects.
Different components to it.
Yeah, so many different things to it. So I think one of the biggest problem is they don't look at the body of work a song do over a period of time. They just look at it, what's happening currently.
Your last clash.
Your last clash. They judge it based on your last clash. That's it right there.
Before we go any further, you talk about you've locked off a lot of sounds. Is there a formula to it? Do you know it's just something just kind of happen at the spur of the moment? You see the dances going, because you've done it quite a few times.
Yeah.
Is there a formula to it? You go into this and we'll lock out this sound, or it just kind of happen?
All right. So the thing about it is,
locking off a song.
Yeah, but locking off a song is, all right. No, I don't go with the intention of doing that, right? But I know my preparation when I'm clashing. That's why, as I said, it comes with a lot of work, like, right? So, back in the days, as from what I can recall, because I'm from the 90s too, so I know how it go already. This dead artist thing and this dead artist vibes and all of these different things, right? That's the hardest thing to try to go wrong. So you have to find a strategy. Once you go over that hump, there, that's for me. Once you go over the hump, there is a different aspect we're gonna deal with after that.
Fair game.
My strategy for locking off song, figure out once I get past your strongest point, you're in problem.
How do you think social media affect the current climate of song clash? Give me some positives and negatives. How social media plays in to where the culture is and where it's going and where it has been. How does that kind of affect the game?
There's 2 sides for social media. There's a positive side and a negative side. The positive side, it helps promote your song. You can't go wrong that. Because a lot of song systems, you only know about the song systems on social media, a lot of them. That doesn't mean it's bad. But we're into different times now.
Yes.
That's a plus with social media. However, on social media, a lot of people take what they see there and try to bring it to reality, which is not. Because you might be on a live and you will see, let's say you see 200 people on your live giving you fire emoji, all of that. But they never ever go to a clash. So if you think these 15 people who you see in there, or 20 people, you're gonna see them to come and cheer for you like how you see them on your live, you might never see them. So you live in a dream. So people have to know the difference. Because I saw myself to where certain songs disappointed when they don't see the support that's supposed to come out for them. But when they're on live, people turn on and they're like, well, where these people is at, right? So you have to watch it two sides. It's a positive and a negative to that, you know?
That was then. Now, the blend is on the road to redemption. Yeah. Let's get into Warzone. Of all the sounds right now, why Cannabis? You know, why Cannabis? Cannabis last clash, you know, he clashed KG, your Trini brother, and he destroyed him. Is there some kind of Trini revenge going on here? Why Cannabis?
Well, at first I thought so. At first I thought it was. No, but Arnett Crystal, the promoter, and Fire Jakes, right? So when I get the call, it wasn't supposed to be just Cannabis.
Yeah.
It was a three-way clash. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly what happened with the third song, right? Because, you know, all Arnett clashes is 3 songs.
Yes.
So when she said it, I say, so it was the third song, so she was still going through, you know, sorting it out. And then she called back and said, I decided to just go with you and Cannabis alone, and that's how we came up with that. So I said, all right, you know, whatever, it's time to enter back the battlefield anyway, you know what I mean?
About time, you've been taking a little vacation.
Take a little time. And I say it's time now to, you know what I mean? Go back and deal with the case.
You better.
Yeah, time to deal with the case, you know?
Dion is devilish, you know. Dion very devilish. I tell you straight up. You know, anything unique about your approach? How you gonna go forward against Cannabis?
No, well, no, not really. And my preparation is no different from any other clash, you know what I'm saying? I know you have energy, and everybody know I got energy. I don't know if, well, I'm quite ease-wise. I watch him move, and I know he knows it's not going to be easy for him. You know what I mean? And you know the clash name song done, so you know, Culture Blend can't run out on no tune.
This is going to be a high-frequency dance. This is high energy. This is no sleepy dance.
This
Culture Blend versus
and you know,
Cannabis.
if you watch all my clashes, you know, all my clashes is energy to me. Yeah, there's no clash really where you see that my energy level is low. You don't really see that. You know what I mean? Unless something really happened, you know, behind the scenes or something like that. But for this clash, it's going to be a whole different ball.
High flying.
Yeah.
You know, I saw you in Sean Piper Dance Uptown. Sean Piper, Cannabis, some other songs. You left early. Weren't you not entertained?
Well, first thing first, I came early and leave early.
Why?
Right, for two reasons. The first reason is the drive. Right?
From the Bronx to
From
Trent.
the Bronx. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that was the first reason, and I think I see what I need to see.
You came early, so what you saw, you got
I think I see what I need to see. You know what I mean? And that was my main purpose of coming there. Let me see what I'm really dealing with.
Be careful with him, because he's slippery. Plenty ambi. So you gotta be careful, you know? It's dangerous. Culture Blend's about to touch international road. Tell me what you got coming up in the future. What's going on for the blend?
Yeah, well, in the international side, which was supposed to happen since 2020, December, I'm going to Africa, Gambia, for a clash, Rumble in the Jungle.
That's big. Africa's big.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
you down. This is big.
Yeah,
This is huge.
definitely. And also, well, it's a 4 day of events, 4 days straight. You know what I mean? Juggling and clashing. You know what I mean? So, that's December 11th to the 14th, something like that. So, that's for 20. That's gonna end up 2020. That's gonna end 2025.
Okay.
Also, 2026 are gonna be in UK because UK was to happen since 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that on 2026.
Future looks bright for Culture Blend.
Yeah, it look bright. I mean, you know, as I say, nothing before it's time, you know what I'm saying? Although I'm getting older now, you know what I mean? But the work gotta put in before I retire.
The work will get put in.
Yeah.
It's been a while since the streets saw Culture Blend on the battlefield. What are the expectations? What could we expect?
Well, I'm glad to say that. Well, that time they want to see me more now because Rayvon
Hasn't been seen
for a little while.
since
So they're
the
like,
party
nah.
thing.
Yeah, so yo,
Expectations high.
Expectations high. So the fans ready, they wanna. And as I say, don't get it twisted. It's not just a Jersey thing. You know what I mean? Like to say, I'm gonna carry Jersey. Remember in Brooklyn, actually in the Bronx. When I clashed in the Bronx with Speedy, was a mixture of all different people. It wasn't just a Jersey thing. Because for me, I don't depend on one set of people. Like to say, I come with them and they won't cheer for me all night. It's not that kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? So, overall, and it's going to be a Ram dance, and the energy is going to be up, and song done, song not done.
Warzone. I'm looking forward. Annette Crystal, Fire Jakes from Soul Supreme, or the promoters for Warzone.
Right.
Anytime the streets get to see Culture Blend versus Soul Supreme, anytime soon?
I would like for it to happen, but I think it's gonna take a little bit more for it to happen, right? Because it go by how relevant. It is a lot of things to before that happen. How relevant it is, how active it is, who you beat, who you didn't beat. You know what I mean? And not the body of work. You know what I mean? So I don't think it cannot happen. Is how it's gonna happen.
It better happen. See, like I said, these are clashes, I think, fans. I don't know if I'm the only one who ever thought. I know you dub box a little bit. I know Soul Supreme. Like, you two dub box, but it's more than that.
Yeah.
There's politics. It's not just
it's a lot to it because, first of all, as I say, everybody have songs on leagues, you know what I mean? It's up to which league the promoter, I wouldn't say the song, it's not the Soul Supreme fault.
Yeah.
It could be the promoter. So maybe a promoter might think Culture Blend not equipped enough for Soul Supreme. Because I did get called, asked me if I would.
Yeah.
I don't think they called them yet.
Yeah.
Because, would they be able to put out the money they're asking?
Yeah.
I don't think I will have a problem bringing the fans. The fans gonna come. But if the promoter willing to put out that money, maybe they might think it's not worthy.
Yeah.
Because maybe they might say, oh, Rayvon not on Jake's level, or whatever. All this stuff, different aspect of it.
Rayvon, you're on the level. So. And you got the resume. I know you got the resume. You got it. You got it. I hope it happens.
Yeah.
Side note, the streets are saying that the Handman and them has become a major distraction, mashing up Ganja Man's meditation and ruining the Clash experience for many, many fans. This is Wadadli Soldier. I'm out.